He's going to fire deep down the right sideline. It's going to be intercepted again by Cantrell. And he is gone. Touchdown, Walpole.
What a game.
Boyle shoots. Goal! He's got Naughton. Goal! The second run coming to the plate. The throw not in time. Walpole takes the lead.
Hello and welcome to Timber Talk, your show for the latest on Walpole High sports. I'm Brady Goldman.
And I'm Sawyer Regan.
And we are thrilled to be with you today. We've got a lot of games to cover for this week, so let's start with the Porkers. The girls' field hockey team began their quest for a three-peat last Tuesday. However, Wellesley, a team who lost in the Elite Eight last year, were looking for some vengeance. We'll open it up in the first quarter where Walpole already down 1-0. But it's going to be Caroline Handler who responds with a goal of her own for the first score of the Porker season. Now in the second, it's still 1-1. It's going to be Kate Schneider, however, who scores in traffic to give the Porkers the lead. Now still in the second, following a Wellesley penalty, Riley Halloran decides to take advantage of it and notches Walpole's third straight goal to make it 3-1 going into the half. Now out of the half, it's Handwork again with her second goal of the day, making it 4-1 Porkers. An absolute magnificent goal right there.
What a run.
Transitioning to the fourth, Walpole trying to ice it, and it's Handwork again for the third time of the afternoon to make it 5-1. Kate Schneider would add on another goal, and Walpole wins by a 6-1 final, holding an elite Wellesley squad to only one goal in the contest. And here's a look at the upcoming schedule for field hockey. Walpole plays Framingham this Monday at 4 p.m. Don't forget to go. Then they play at Needham on the 10th. Then they host Winchester at 2:30 on the 13th. And finally, against Braintree at home, that's going to be on the 18th, a 7 o'clock start. Make sure to stick around for the Porkers.
Moving over to volleyball, the team, despite strong performances from captains Brooke Harrington, Dory Rizzo, and Kate Jordan, fell to Wellesley 0-3 and then to Milton 1-3. The team will try to have a bounce-back week when they host Framingham on Tuesday and then hit the road to play Bishop Fien and Needham on Wednesday and Thursday. Girls soccer had a rough start to the season last week, playing Wellesley, a team that won the Division I state championship last year. It was never going to be an easy battle. Bella Bingham scored the lone goal for Walpole at the beginning of the first half when she got in front of the defense and punched it in. The team lost 6-1. But played tough against arguably the best team in Massachusetts. They also were walloped in a 9-1 contest against Concord Carlisle, another formidable team. The girls will try to hit the reset button when they play at Milton on Tuesday and home against Framingham on Thursday.
And finally, the football team on Friday traveled to Wrentham to battle King Philip, who combined over the last two season openers have downed Walpole 73-14. Walpole brings in a brand new quarterback in Blake Pileski, who looked to change the narrative. We'll open this one up in the first quarter, where Matteo Filippi is going to punt the ball back to the Warriors. But after two players run into each other, Cole Pileski is able to recover the muff kick for the Timberwolves. Now later in the first, KP on a 4th and 1 will try to sneak it in with the fullback, but gets denied by the Walpole defensive front. Score stays 0-0 still in the first quarter. Now in the second, Talon King runs it up the middle for the Warriors, but coughs up the football, and Joe Carter is able to step up and recover the fumble for Walpole. That would still keep it scoreless. Now on the ensuing drive, Blake Pileski throws deep, but just misses Cole Brennan on the go route to keep it scoreless. A huge mistake for the Timberwolves. Now on their next drive for KP, quarterback Zach Gebhardt is able to get the play fake and find Kyle Danson wide open in the end zone to break the scoring open in this game. KP leads 7-0 after the PAT. Jumping to the end of the half, running back Dylan Needham loses the football, and so KP takes over with great field position in Walpole's own end. Now following the turnover, it's Keegan Canto Ozario leaping into the end zone, giving the Warriors a 14-0 advantage going into halftime. Now after the half, the Warriors again march right down the field and finds Canto Ozario yet again for the short touchdown. He had 216 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns on the night, an impressive showing for him. Later on, a 2nd and 8, Pileski finds tight end Jacqueline English in the middle of the field for 25 yards, which was the longest pass of the night for Walpole, and creating what could be a dominant connection. Switching to the fourth quarter, Walpole still down 21-0, but Pileski is able to avoid the sack and take off, showcasing his speed, and gets inside the 10. However, that would be it for Walpole, as they would come up short on the goal line later that drive. Walpole drops to 0-1, but played one of the best, if not the best team in Division III. As you can see on your screen, Walpole only 151 total yards in the game and just 35 passing yards. Meanwhile, KP had 266 total rushing yards. That was definitely the story for why the Warriors beat the Timberwolves. Walpole will look to rebound next week against Foxborough at 6:30 on Friday, and then they will play Natick on the road at 6 on the 19th, followed by Wellesley on the 26th at 6:30, and finally, before Columbus Day, they'll play at Needham, a very tough team for the Timberwolves.
Well, that's going to wrap up the show for us tonight. I'm Sawyer Regan.
And I'm Brady Goldman.
Thanks for joining with us tonight. We'll be back next Monday to recap the scores and stories for Walpole High sports.